Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about basics of communications. What is communication? A communication is nothing but an exchange of information between the transmitter and the receiver. Now we are going to discuss about the basic block diagram involved in communications. It is the basic block diagram of communications. Basic block diagram involves input transducer, transmitter, channel, receiver and output transducer. In channel, we are having distortion and noise. What input transducer will do? Input transducer will convert non-electrical form of data into electrical form of data. Okay. Then the input signal is fed to the transmitter, and then the transmitter signal is fed to the channel. In channel, we are adding distortion and noise, and then the receiver signal is fed to the receiver, and then the output signal is fed to the output transducer. Finally, we are having the output message, that is it is the destination, it is the source. Input transducer will convert a non-electrical form of data. That means non-electrical form of data means human voice, television, video, etc. It will convert non-electrical form of data into electrical form. Similarly, output transducer will convert electrical form of data into original form. Okay, it is the basic block diagram of communication. Then it is the explanation regarding the block diagram. Input transducer. Input transducer. It will convert non-electrical form of data into electrical form. Non-electrical form of data means human voice, email, text, television, video, etc. into electrical form. Electrical form of signal is referred as baseband or message signal. Okay. Transmitter. What a transmitter will do? Transmitter will modify for efficient transmission. And then transmitter consists of A to D converter, that means analog to digital converter, encoder and modulator. Similarly, receiver consists of demodulator, decoder and D to A converter. Okay. Next one, channel. What is channel? A channel is a medium that can carry the electrical signal at the transmitter output over a distance. There are two types of channel available. Those are physical channel and wireless channel. The physical channel, if there is any physical connection between the transmitter and the receiver, then it is called physical channel. Example of physical channel is coaxial cable. If there is no any physical connection between the transmitter and the receiver, then it is called wireless channel. The best example for wireless channel is mobile communication. And receiver, it can reprocess the signal received from the channel. It can also remove the distortions made by the channel. Okay, output transducer. Output transducer will convert the electrical form of data into original form. That means it will convert this electrical form of the data into original form. Okay, and it is the explanation regarding block diagram. Next one, we are moving with the modes of communication. There are two modes of communication available, that is broadcasting and point-to-point communication. In broadcasting, there is a single transmitter and numerous receivers. In broadcasting, information bearing signals flow only in one direction. Whereas in point-to-point communication, there is only a single transmitter and a single receiver. Here, information bearing signals flow in bidirection. It requires transmitter and receiver at each end. Okay. Now we are moving with communication techniques. There are two types of communication techniques available. Those are baseband communication techniques and bandpass communication techniques. What is baseband communication? It is generally used for short distance communication. Remember, it is generally used for short distance communication. In this type of communication, message is directly sent to the receiver without altering its frequency. Next one, bandpass communication. It is used for long distance communication. In this message signal is mixed with the another signal called carrier signal for the process of transmission. The process of adding carrier signal to the message signal is nothing but modulation. Okay, the process of adding message signal along with carrier is nothing but modulation. Next, we are moving with what is the need of modulation in communications? To avoid the mixing of signals, to decrease the length of transmitting and receiving antenna, to allow the multiplexing of signals, to remove the interference problem, to improve the quality of reception. That means in order to improve signal to noise ratio, modulation is necessary. To increase the range of communication, modulation is necessary. Then we are going to discuss different types of modulation techniques. There are two types of modulation techniques available: continuous wave modulation and pulse modulation. These are the two types of modulations. Continuous wave modulation is further divided into amplitude modulation and angle modulation. Amplitude modulation is further divided into double sideband full carrier, double sideband suppressed carrier, single sideband suppressed carrier, ST sideband suppressed carrier, independent sideband suppressed carrier. And next one is angle modulation. Angle modulation is further divided into frequency modulation and phase modulation. Frequency modulation is further divided into narrow band frequency modulation, wide band frequency modulation. Phase modulation is further divided into narrow band phase modulation and wide band phase modulation. Remember, continuous wave modulation is divided into amplitude modulation and angle modulation. Amplitude modulation is divided into double sideband full carrier, double sideband suppressed carrier, single sideband suppressed carrier, ST sideband suppressed carrier, and independent sideband suppressed carrier. Similarly, angle modulation is divided into frequency as well as phase modulations. Right? Next one, pulse modulation. Pulse modulation is mainly divided into two types: pulse analog modulation and pulse digital modulation. Okay, pulse digital modulation, all these are the digital modulation techniques. Pulse analog modulation is divided into pulse amplitude modulation, pulse width modulation, pulse position modulation. Pulse digital modulation, in pulse digital modulation we are having digital modulation techniques. Those are baseband and band pass. Baseband and band pass. Baseband is further divided into pulse code modulation, is shortly called as PCM. DPCM means differential pulse code modulation, delta modulation, and adaptive delta modulation. Okay, and next one, last one, band pass. Band pass is further divided into binary and M array. Binary is divided into ASK, that means amplitude shift keying. Next one, FSK, frequency shift keying. And next one, PSK, phase shift keying. M array is divided into amplitude shift keying, frequency shift keying, minimum shift keying. MSK stands for minimum shift keying. QAM, QAM stands for quadrature amplitude modulation. PSK stands for phase shift keying. All these are the band pass and baseband. All these are the digital modulation techniques. In further classes, we are going to discuss in very detailed manner of all these modulations, analog modulations and digital modulation techniques.